Again, I'm Gina Scott, the founder of the Doris Marie Jones Foundation. I want to thank you, Ms. Roberson, for inviting me out today to just talk about what we do as a caregiver in our foundation. Some of this I'm going to read. I had cataract surgery back in October, so I did not get the ones where I would not have to wear my readers, so I'm going to have to put my glasses on if you all don't mind. It is truly an honor to be here with individuals whose compassion, strength, and dedication make a difference in the lives of others every single day. Caregiving is not simply a profession or responsibility, it's a calling. Many people never began or planned to become caregivers. Often the journey begins unexpectedly. A loved one becomes ill, a parent needs support, a spouse faces medical challenge, a friend only needs someone to lean on. And in those moments, caregivers step forward with love, courage, and sacrifice. Now, caregiving is one of the most selfless acts a person can offer. It requires patience during exhausting days, strength during difficult moments, and compassion even when your own heart feels weary. It means something like putting someone else's needs before your own, often without recognition or applause. But caregiving is not, it is more than a service, it's a sacred work. When you comfort someone in their most vulnerable moments, you often are more than assistance. You offer dignity, you offer hope, you offer reassurance that they're not alone. Your presence becomes a source of peace and stability during life's most difficult seasons. Today, I also want to acknowledge an important truth. Caregivers often feel unseen. Society may not always recognize the quiet sacrifices that you make or the emotional or physical and mental toll caregiving can take. But today, we see you, we honor you, and we thank you. Now, it is important to remember this. Taking care of yourself is selfish. It is necessary. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Rest is not weakness, it's wisdom. Asking for help is not failure, it's strength. Caring for yourself allows you to continue caring for others with love and grace. To every caregiver in this room, I want you to remember these words. You are making a difference, even on the days when it may not feel like it. You are appreciated, even when no one says it out loud. And you are deeply valued for the compassion and life you bring into the lives of others. Now, as we gather here this evening, let this be a reminder that you're not walking this journey alone. There is a community here that understands, supports, and celebrates you. So today, we applaud you. We honor your courage, your sacrifice, and your unwavering love. Now, I want to share with you my personal caregiving journey. Now, being an Alzheimer's caregiver is very tough, very tough. We started out, my mom, which the organization is named after her, Doris Marie Jones. Mom was a first-grade teacher, master's degree in education, but did that stop this crazy disease? No, it didn't. My dad, I have one brother, a husband, and my dad. And at the time, I was in the medical field, and I knew things were not going right for her. But my daddy couldn't see it because he was there with her all the time. So I would say, Daddy, you gotta look at this, lock the doors, do this. Oh, she's fine. I said, no, Daddy, just listen to me. One night, Mom got out of the house, probably about 1 o'clock. Shoes, no shoes, socks, gown. She walked up Somerville Street here in Tomerville, all the way probably a couple blocks down the road. My dad couldn't hear. He used to work at Scott Paper Company, so the fact that he couldn't hear, he didn't hear the door open or anything. He called 911, as he called it, not 911. We found her not harmed. She was okay, but she was lost. She was going to see her sisters that had been gone long time ago, but she still thought that they were there, so she was going to see about them. So I told my dad, once the police brought her back to the home, I said, Daddy, he said, you don't have to say anything, Gina, because I know you were trying to tell me, but I wouldn't listen. But sometimes when you're there with a person 24/7, you don't see a lot of things when other people come in. Now, I was working, but I would stop by there daily, and especially on the weekends, to see about her. But when you don't see it, when you're there with them all the time and you don't see it, you just don't see it. I could see it. Not that I was just in the medical field, but I could see something was wrong. I remember one day, stop me if I'm going too long. I remember one day she said, Gina, this lady lives right up the street. And I'm like, oh, I don't think she lives up the street, Mom. Yes, she does. So you cannot argue with an Alzheimer's patient because it makes them, she's not listening to me. I know what I'm talking about. Why is she saying this? So I wanted to make sure that this person didn't live up the street. So because I would have felt bad if the lady did live up the street and I didn't believe my mom. So here I go, hightailed it up the street, and I went to the house, and it wasn't the lady and her family. And I came back, I said, oh, Mom, girl, I think that was somebody else that was there. They look alike, but I don't think that was them. And she said, really, Gina? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, oh, okay, I feel better now. So that being said, when you have an Alzheimer's patient and they're talking and they're saying these things and you don't think it's true and it's probably not true, just kind of go along with them. Go along with them. Don't say, girl, that's not true. You know, because it's going to agitate them and you don't want that to happen at all. One other time, I told my dad, I said, Dad, put locks on the door. You know how you have the one with the key? Oh, Gina, I don't need that. I said, yes, you do. And that's when she got out because he did not have the lock on the key. And he realized, okay, Gina, there you go again. Another incident that happened, which I thought was so cute. They had a pool table in their home. And it's okay. I was much larger than I am today. Mom was a tiny mite. I was running around the pool table, just running. She was running behind me, and I'm thinking, oh my God, Mama, what did I do? What did I do? And she said, Gina Jones, and I'm like, oh, Mama, what did I do? She would never tell me what I did. You know, I was so tired. I was overweight. I was exhausted, and I needed to sit down. So what I said, Mom, I called her Mommy, I said, I'm sorry. She said, that's all you needed to tell me. And I was like, okay. So I sat down, got my composure together, and she was fine. As of today, I still do not know what I did, but I did something. I also, put my glasses back on, I want to get you guys to know that when your body talks to you, you have to listen to your body. Because if you don't listen to your body, something bad might happen. I was working at Cardiology Associates, and furthermore, before I went off to college, I worked here years ago, okay? I worked here. But I was at work, and I didn't feel good. But I didn't know what was wrong. I mean, I just didn't feel good. I felt like I was overweight, my sugar was up or it was down or something. I wasn't sure. I was supposed to have taken my granddaughter on a field trip that next day. What happened, I thought my sugar was low. So I said, well, let me run up to Chick-fil-A, you know, because they had the best lemonade milkshake. So I went up there, and one of the girls, and I think Keisha that works here, I think she was working with me at the time. And they were like, when I got back, they said, Miss Gina, are you okay? Come back here, let me check your blood pressure. And I was like, honey, you all come to my office because I cannot move. Saying all that, I got back there, they checked my heart rate, and it was 138. And I'm like, oh Lord, I know this is it. So they wanted to start some medication in the office, and you know, it wasn't the place that I should be, that I should be, in order to give me some medicine, that type of medicine. I said, just let me go to the hospital. Get to the hospital, and I've been working with these cardiologists forever. I saw his face. They walked in the office, they walked in the emergency room. I saw them. They looked at me, and I thought, oh God, I'm dying. Now, anybody else, you wouldn't have seen that because you hadn't worked with them before. So I was like, oh God, what is it? Ended up, because they shocked me, ended up having multiple blood clots in my lungs and one in my leg. So I'm a testimony to be here today because you all know I shouldn't be here. And I thought maybe it was one here. No, it was multiple in both. So the reason I'm telling you all this, I was not listening to my body. I knew I was tired, but then again, I thought because I was fat or a little heavier, but that wasn't the case. I was sick, but I knew I had to keep taking care of my mom and my dad. So if I got sick, who was going to take care of them? It was just us. We didn't have her. I didn't have her anywhere. We wanted to make sure, we just took care of her home. My dad wanted to do that. It was hard for me because I was working every day. But Mom said, if you can do it, let's just do it. So that's what I did. But I want you guys to know today that if you are feeling some way different than you normally feel, go see somebody. Because if I had not been where I was at that particular day and gotten on the bus with all those children, I wouldn't have made it. They would have had to stop that bus, taken me somewhere, because I would have been gone. It was too much going on. And the doctors, they I guess when they saw me, they were like, Gina, this is not good. This is not good. But I didn't know that, but I could see it on their faces. And I knew right then that something was not right. So I want everyone that's here, the caregivers, even, if you're working here, and you've got people that you're still caring for, take care of yourselves. I don't mean sound ugly or anything like that, but if you don't feel good and you gotta come to work, but you don't feel good, you gotta call somebody. You gotta call somebody. And if you're at home and you don't feel good, let somebody know. Because you do not want to be in a position where you cannot take care of your family member or whomever it might be, and you're down. Because again, if I had not been where I was not thinking something bad was wrong with me, I would have been on that bus. And I wouldn't be standing here today. So my testimony, I thank God every day for allowing me to be here, because I shouldn't be here at all. Mom, we lost Mom. I got sick April of 2017. We lost her August of 2017. And I was in the hospital at the time, right when it was in April. And my dad was on a walk or whatever. He thought he could do everything. But he came up there on his walk, and I said, well, who's got my mom? Who's got her? Where is she? Oh, I got somebody to stay with her. And I was the one that begged the people to come, because you had to be a certain whatever for you to stay with my mom, because I'm not going to allow just anybody to come and stay with her. So sure enough, I called the house and I said, hello. And the lady said, well, hello. And I said, and who are you? And she said, well, I'm so-and-so, and who are you? I know that was kind of rude. But I said, I'm Doris's daughter. She told me who she was. I told my dad, I said, I don't know her. You need to go back home. I'm okay. Just go back home to her. So that, I didn't really care for her because she wasn't who I thought she should have been. So you have to be careful who you get to stay with your person, be with your person, or whatever, because you just have to be very particular. So when we lost my mom in August of 2017, Mom took care of her dad, was part of this, that also had Alzheimer's. Very good with him. He stayed with her. They had to split. He and my grandmother to get, apart. But when the nurses would come in to take care of her, to take care of him, Mom would have everything lined up just for them to do, them to have. And one of the nurses said, well, Miss Jones, why do you have this? We're not used to, coming in somebody's home and everything is all lined up. She said, oh, that's what I do. It's okay, just go ahead, I'm just trying to help you. They always help us. It didn't matter who it was, where it was, what color it was. If you needed help, my parents were the ones to help. So once Mom passed, I told my brother, I said, look, I love people. I've always loved people. Older people are my passion. That's probably why I started off here. And I wanted to start a foundation in her honor, giving back to caregivers, because that's what she did. And the legacy goes back to, she took care of her father, she took care of everybody that she could, and we wanted to make sure that the caregivers were loved, cared for, and whatever they needed that we could do, we would do that. So that's why we started the foundation. I love what I do. I love the people. I have what we call ACs, my Alzheimer's caregivers. I have right now about 10 or 12. And I call them or send them a video to see how they're doing. If they need us for anything, to give us a call. If they just need to talk to us, give us a call. I have one lady now, sweet thing, I don't know her. If I saw her, I would never know her. But she called the other day. She said, Gina, I just want to thank you for just listening to me. Because I don't have anybody to listen that will listen to me. What does that take? Nothing for you to just listen on the phone. I wanted to go over there and grab her, you know, and just hug her and everything. But of course I couldn't do that. But my thing is, we love people. We love giving back to caregivers. We have partnered with Keenan Home Health Care. So if they call us and they say, hey Gina, so-and-so, we need some help. So I will, talk to the board, make sure it's okay for me to, do what we need to do for them. We have also, during the first of the year, we have a Valentine's luncheon that we get our caregivers to come. They're away from their families. Sometimes I'll bring them, but they're away from their families just to get away. We have a girl come that does massages. Who doesn't need a massage? I mean, it's just easy. They come and everything is right there. We have a walk-a-thon each year just to raise money. We have everybody come walk. This past April, the weather stopped us, but my son fried fish. We had potato salad, baked beans, and we just went under the pavilion and we just, socialized. That's it, fellowship. And it was good because they got away. We have an annual, we call it Walking Resources for Alzheimer's Caregivers Expo, and it's always at the convention center for the last 3 years, where we have vendors come set up. We have, speakers come. We also have, am I going over? Okay. We have speakers come. We have giveaways, and everybody that comes, they seem to really enjoy it because everything is at one location. I don't have to call, you don't have to call and say, hey, do you know anybody that can sit with me? Or do you know anybody that, can, come by and see? Everything is right there that you need. Tree need companies, because a lot of us, we don't think about that. We all know that we got to leave one day. We all know that. So it is always good to go ahead and if you can, do that now. My husband and I, we've already done it. I'm young, no, not young, but we've already done it because you never know. Life is so short, you just never know. But we would love for you guys to come to be a part of that. We also have a support group for our Alzheimer's caregivers or caregivers that we meet the fourth Wednesday of each month at Serenity at Grace Haven on House Ferry Road. Just let me know if you guys are interested in coming. We would love to have you. Let me see if that might be about all. But my thing is, when I stand up here to talk, I want to make sure that you all know that you cannot do it by yourself. There are people out there as my organization to help, to be there for you, because you never know. My pastor prayed for me Sunday, and he knows about the foundation. But what his prayer was, Gina, we want to make sure that you know if something happens to you, as much as you do for others, we're going to be there for you. And that just touched my heart. I mean, not to say that I didn't think that they would, but sometimes words really make you feel good, because he didn't have to say that at all. Oh, let's see. Now, with the personal journey with my mother, I can truly understand being a caregiver. You cannot tell me anything about a caregiver if you don't know anything about a caregiver. When somebody passes, oh, I'm so sorry. I know how you feel. But you don't have anybody that's gone. So how you can tell me how you feel? But being a caregiver and you can speak on it. Now this young lady right here, I love her to death. That's who I was talking about that was there at the office when I got sick. And she was there for me, I must say. She wanted me to come back there where she was, but couldn't move, but she came to me. So I hope that what I stood here and talked about, to let you guys know to take care of yourselves. Being a caregiver, you can't do it all. I thought I could do it all. I thought I was, I could do everything, but I can't. So I want you guys to remember that you're not alone. Alzheimer's Caregivers rock, and Alzheimer's Caregivers matter too. Thank you.
Thank you.